Hey family, welcome back to episode 5. My name is Christopher and this is Underdog's Rise. In this episode, why anxiety keeps repeating. Why have I in my past, and why do you find yourself spiralling even when nothing appears to be wrong, and how to break that cycle using practical, body-based and mindset tools. Welcome back to the podcast where we turn doubt into direction, pain into power, fear into fuel, and the underdog inside of you into the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. And see, there were days when my anxiety wasn't even triggered by anything real. It just showed up. I'd wake up with an overwhelming feeling in my chest, or I'd get stuck in my head just replaying the same events over and over again, wishing I could go back and change it, just like a never-ending loop. Even on calm days, my mind would try and create problems that they just weren't even there. I used to think that something was really wrong with me. After spending decades on different types of medication to help me manage my anxiety, ultimately coming to the conclusion that I thought that I was broken when I actually wasn't. Far from it. I started to realise over time that I was stuck in an anxiety loop, a loop designed to protect me. But this was also keeping me trapped inside. You see, anxiety becomes chronic not because we're weak or we see ourselves as broken or unworthy, but because our body has learned how to survive by staying on constant guard. You see, the anxiety loop is protection and it's protective. But these loops have become like prison bars. And today, we are going to break through it together. So what is an anxiety loop? The loop has 3 parts, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So step 1, the sensation. Your body fires first with a tight chest, buzzing nerves, faster breathing, sweaty palms, increased heart rate, and your body automatically thinks that there is something wrong. Step 2. Your mind tries to explain the story in the sensation that is happening. What if I upset someone? What if something's going to go wrong today? Did I say something stupid yesterday? Something bad is coming. Something is going to go wrong. See, our brain has been wired to fill the gap with fear. See, thoughts trigger more sensations. Sensations trigger more thoughts, and the loop just repeats. That is the anxiety loop. The loop doesn't need a real threat. It just needs the memory of one. Then step 3. This is a part where I feel not many explain. You see, our past selves teach us, the body, to stay ready and in alert, to be hypervigilant. And your nervous system and your whole being, your whole body is wanting to protect you from old wounds, from those wounds that you might have experienced when you were younger. And that cycle continues, that loop continues. You see, shame fuels prediction. And we covered this in the last episode. How shame keeps you bracing for judgments or mistakes. There's also a lack of, if you've experienced a lack of emotional safety growing up, when you didn't feel safe for expressing your feelings. Over time, your body learned to hold on to everything. See, the loop is not your fault. It's a survival pattern and behaviour. I spent some time creating a framework to help us interrupt the pattern. I call it the interrupt and return method. This is simple, powerful, and does work in real time. So you may want to grab a pen and paper to write this down. So number 1, interrupt the pattern. Long exhale. Drop your shoulders. Relax. Shake out your hands. Go for a walk for 10 seconds. Take a slow sip of water. By interrupting the sensation, this helps weaken the loop. Number 2, interrupt the story. Say the sentence out loud or in your mind. This is a thought. This is not a threat. This can help separate you from the spiral. And lastly, return to the present. Bring to your attention one sound, one colour, the air moving out between your lungs, feeling that go through your nostrils. You see, presence breaks the cycle of prediction. And from there, anxiety can reduce faster. See, there are ways that I have learned how to catch the loop earlier. You see, your body sends the earliest signals. The trick is noticing them before the spiral begins. And there are signs I notice within myself that I would like to share with you. And these go as follows. Tightening of the jaw, my chest buzzing, over-focus on small tasks, irritability or inability to focus, and sit still, needing constant reassurance, replaying conversations, reliving past and painful memories. These were early warning signs, and when I started to notice these, I would say to myself, I'm entering the loop. Now you can use this to interrupt and return to yourself. This helps build emotional intelligence and reassures the nervous system that you are safe. Also, I'd like to share with you a loop journal. Now this is very short, 3 minutes per day, and over weeks, if you wanted to do it, you could increase that time and go more in depth with your responses back to the questions, to these prompts. So you could write these down of an evening or in the morning, depending on how you want to plan out your day. So write down what sensation showed up the most today. What story did my mind create around that sensation? And lastly, how did I interrupt the loop? Over time, this builds self-mastery. You see, the anxiety loop isn't a sign you're failing. It's a sign your body has been working just overtime just to keep you safe. But you're learning and discovering the tools now. And that is where I would like your focus to be. You're learning to interrupt, return and rebuild safely from the inside out. And that takes real strength and real courage. And that is real healing. To see those parts of yourself and face them head on. And that is what rising as an underdog is all about. So thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing to rise with me today. If this episode hit home, share it with someone who feels stuck in the loop. In the next episode, I'm going to be sharing what I learned about emotional safety. Until next time, stay grounded, stay brave, keep rising, because the world needs to hear your story.